The Great Roto Artist I ever met. Yes, the title indeed came as an appreciation to this person I met in a Hollywood studio which is located in South India. Maybe you can guess the studio name. It's up to you. You may met these kind people anywhere across the world. The confession is just a brief translation of the guy who called me yesterday who doesn't know any other language other than his mother tongue. Well, I got an opportunity to work in the studio 2 years back as mid-level artist. There is hierarchy in every department in this studio. I couldn't give a proper test, even though company has a lot of requirement that time and I had just 3 years of experience in silhouette. After a few months this person joined. As his nature says, he is a down-to-earth guy who kind and hard-working. A typical South Indian guy who doesn't know any language other than his mother tongue. Since I know his language we spoke. He worked in almost all VFX companies in India and suddenly he asked me what is my experience. I replied I have just 3 years. I worked in a few outsourcing studios. That's what all I have. And I asked him about his. He replied he had 9 years of experience and he joined here as a mid-level artist. Ooh. What I can say. A 9 years experienced artist in rotoscopy means a senior or should be a supervisor. What I can say to this poor guy who joined here as a mid-level roto artist with the same salary I am receiving. The truth. I asked whether did he get any opportunities to upskill from any of the company he worked. He replied he doesn't till now. I remember one of my supervisor used to tell, rotoscopy is the base of VFX. You should always have to know how to match the pixels. Motion blur and forever have to concentrate on the transparency of the matte. If you match all these you will receive less correction from the lazy compositors. 9 years just readjusting the splines is not a simple job in VFX. Have to appreciate his experience. He is not a mid-level artist. He is a senior. He need opportunities to upskill. He told me the truth. He doesn't know what are the level differences in the studio. They just need the work. He is just giving that. It's like a tailor who just cutting the pieces of cloths to stitch but who is not allowed to do that. All of his colleagues are leads or supervisors or else in some other departments. None of them doing roto nowadays. A few of his colleagues left the field already. He was homeless while he joined in VFX industry. He made his own home on a loan. He still have to pay the MS. After all he is still struggling to make his life with his wife and ill-bedded mother. He runs his family by just adjusting the splines and matching the motion blur. Isn't it appreciable? I have seen his handwork. Sitting next to him. He worked overnight to receive the same paycheck. No money for overtime in India. You will get a coupon to buy a cold biryani at late night from the food court. His leads and supervisors who were his early colleagues are still torturing this guy to meet their targets. Still he is working to make his life. I have seen him earlier in a computer shop. He still doesn't own a laptop. He have a dream to get one. Still he couldn't. Moreover he is still a mid-level artist in the same studio even after the completion of his 11th year in rotoscopy. While on call he was literally crying. He is in his hometown where they don't have internet. He doesn't have a laptop. He is out of the city. Since he is not able to log in his job is on risk. Company is paying his basic pay and he couldn't meet his MS. Maybe his job is on a risk. He worked more than any artist doing during these lockdown days. He may lost his job due to the cost cutting happening all across the world. But I still believe he is the best roto artist I ever met. Rotoscopy is hurdle for almost all VFX artists in India. To cross this department is not easy. Most of the people end up on this because of the management and ridiculous supervisors in India. I have seen people who doesn't know roto is still doing compositing. They were lucky. Not like the roto slaves who graduated from roto houses in India. They were still struggling. To get another opportunity. To get upgraded to another department. To get into the mighty comp. Opening parenthesis. Well, the hierarchy decides everything. Maybe someone who is reading this may facing a roto QC by some of your leads. Maybe he may ask you to fix a pixel reach. I don't know what will the orgasmic feel you are getting if you fixed at 1 pixel? What if you extract one single strand hair wobbling across the green mat? Rotoscopy is a hectic job. It's a skill every VFX artist needed but it shouldn't be a platform to exploit a person's life. Like and share.